Hello there, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the semifinals edition of Playoff Profiles. Again, your favorite person, BigBwudda. Alongside with me this evening, I have the pleasure of being joined by BigBwudda, the jungler for previously Arknights, but now is Pawn Sacrifice Arknights. Or sorry, Rift Wars Arknights, now Pawn Sacrifice Arknights. And the lovely MrVitis. How are you guys doing this evening?
Doing great. Excited
Very
for the
well.
interview.
Wonderful, wonderful. Well, first things first, again, congratulations on making playoffs. You guys had a very impressive late season surge to secure the third spot in the IBSG playoffs. So, first thing I gotta ask is, how do you guys feel about that?
Feel great. Our goals coming into the season were pretty much just to have a good time with it. We're a pretty casual team, but I think that we've done some good things this year. Feels good to go into the playoffs in third.
What do
The
you, go ahead.
Go ahead. I was just say what I said exactly right. We are ridiculously casual, especially the Arknights side of Pawn Sacrifice Arknights. So our goals were just play games, have a good time. If we can make playoffs, that'd be fun. That'd be great. If we could beat upset some of the crazy teams, even better. And I think we're doing a pretty decent job of that so far.
Yeah, you guys have been definitely pulling out a lot of, or not pulling out, but surprising a lot of people. Because last year or last season, I should say, you guys were one of the first, if not the first, to upset uh, the Event Horizon team, and now this season to finish third is definitely not only an improvement, but again a big surprise to a lot of people. Um, so obviously, with you guys being in playoffs and being around for such a long time under the Rift Warriors logo and now Pawn Sacrifice, most of your team has stayed together for quite some time. Is that correct?
Yeah,
I would
that's right.
go ahead.
Uh, yeah, I would say we've got a good core to the team. Our mid and ADC from last year both ranked up to plat in between seasons, so it's been kind of an interesting one for us finding new pieces to fit in and kind of trying to mesh with them. But it seems to have worked well so far.
Yeah, I'd say once we got the pieces together, it's been good. The beginning of the season, obviously, we struggled. I think the first 4 games we had a different roster, a different lineup every single time, whether it was a new ADC or a new mid or jungle or whatever was going on. I think you were out one of the weekends or 2 of the weekends, but and so once we got the team together, we got decent players, but also people we actually communicate with. That made a big difference.
Yeah. Your core of you, BigBwudda, MrVitis, and Saint Malay have definitely been around for a long time. Kind of, the OG members nowadays of Duo. Um, so specifically you three that I just mentioned, how did you guys meet? Was it just a coincidence of being, in a certain server or just IRL friends, or how did that connection first start with you guys?
What to remind me, I'm trying to remember our first interaction. You met Saint first, right?
Yeah, I was a random in solo queue. Saint smashed me. Well, his team did. But we started talking in all chat and struck up a friendship, and we've been playing together ever since.
Oh man, that's back when Saint actually had all chat on.
Yup.
So for me, before I started playing League, like 6 years ago, it's hilarious and almost cute. So my brother-in-law and some of his college roommates wanted to have a ranked team, and they went on the forums, set up interviews so they could have this sweet silver ranked team. And one of the people they interviewed was Saint. And so they started playing with him. I started playing with them, I don't know, forever ago, years and years and years ago. And we've been buddies since.
Nice. Well, it's a good you guys have, stayed together that long. Obviously, there's a lot of benefits that come with, um, building that trust and friendship, especially in a team environment. So that's always good. But you guys mentioned, your ADC and mid laner hit plat. So were those two just like, again, random solo queue people, or was it someone you knew for a long time that you were like, hey, it's your time to shine type of thing?
Yeah, Unknown and Curve Me were guys that we had been playing with for a while, and they just got way better than us and graduated out, I guess. So good for them, but definitely we were sad to see them go. But the guys that we've got now on Pawn Sacrifice, especially Spike and Thamon, our starters, have really done a fantastic job filling their shoes.
Yeah, the random. I think both of them random people some time ago, but then grew into the group and playing together. Not every night, but the whatever we're on.
Nice, nice. Well, obviously I have some pawn sacrifice questions because the new name, the new logo, and everything. With being with Sheer and TK, Manatsu, whoever else you guys may associate with in that server, how's that transition been? How's it feel playing and being coached or draft knowledge with those guys?
It's honestly been great. We went into it with a little bit of trepidation. Like I said, we're a really casual team, and Pawn Sacrifice is a pretty structured org, one that's got a ton of history, especially in duo, and really high expectations. So we weren't totally sure that the culture was going to be a fit, but it absolutely has. Being part of an org has a lot of benefits, just in terms of organization and then like leadership and guidance too. So it's been great.
It was super weird and early on. I remember always kind of throwing shade at them before, like pawn sacrifice. These monster guys gotta have these awesome players run the league. Maybe they're elo sitters, maybe they're not. Maybe we're joining the dark side. But the guys are pretty cool. They're serious. They want to play. They want to win. But they can chill and have a good time. I mean, Sheer's done a great job. He's been really engaged. He knows when to put the effort in. He knows when to kind of chill a little bit. He's adorable. He's been trying to coach me and make me a better top laner. That's kind of cute. But the no, the guys are pretty cool.
Yeah, I always think of pawn sacrifice as like and I don't, for anyone future watching this, I don't use this as a bad term, but like the villain, so to speak, with
Oh
the
yeah,
with the phrase of you either die a hero, live long enough to become the villain. I always think of those guys as like that group where everyone originally kind of hates them or hates on them for the amount of wonderful success that they have. And then eventually down the line, you're like, yeah, fuck it. I kind of want to have success too, and end up joining them anyway. Uh, maybe I'll be in that boat soon. Who knows? Uh, but yeah, I've seen a lot of interaction that you guys have had with Sheer and how much he really took you guys under his wing. And obviously, Kiri, he's a wonderful player, and a first-hand experience, obviously playing against you guys, it's definitely a noticeable difference, compared to last season, where whether you guys were playing for fun or just, playing to play, whatever the case may be, compared to this season, there is a very, very noticeable improvement, and I gotta congratulate you guys on that, right? There's nothing wrong with obviously improving in games and whatnot, so it's been fun to watch, honestly. Um, so obviously, you guys play League, you're in duo, but outside of League, obviously, MrVitis, you mentioned that BigBwudda, you're married. Congratulations on that. Um, but what do you guys do outside of League? Like, obviously, there's normal life and whatnot, but do you play anything else outside of League?
I don't really, pretty casual gamer other than League. A little bit of chess on chess.com.
Ooh,
Um, maybe dabble in some Fortnite here and there if friends beg me, but that's about it.
okay. What about you, Vitus? Do you adventure anywhere else?
all sorts of stuff. Mostly play League because I like the if I'm gaming, I like to be social, and League's good for that. But I don't know. I'm just pulling up Steam and glancing real quick. What RimWorld, Code Vein, Factorio. Used to pay a buttload of PUBG because again, my friends were playing it.
What about Genshin Impact,
Oh
Vitus?
yeah,
Uh,
freaking Genshin Impact, of course.
oh, gotta be careful if you say that too many times. Shino's gonna come out of nowhere, man. Uh, um, So let's talk about the interview specifically, right? I know I was talking with Saint Malay a lot, trying to get him on, and get like those OG members of Duo to share their opinions and whatnot. But is there any specific reason that you two wanted to do it by chance?
Well, I'll speak for Vitus. He craves the limelight. Can't keep him out.
Okay,
So the
okay.
honestly, the biggest reason I wanted to participate or do it, I like the content, and so just getting on and supporting and helping to create a little bit of that content, that's cool. Like
Yeah,
the live dive and all the different streams and the format that I like that. I think a lot of us like that, and so just trying to support that and put some energy into it. That's my thought.
Yeah,
yeah, that's one of the best things about Duo. One of the things that's kept us coming back season after season.
I have to agree with you guys. The amount of content and the quality of the content too. It's not like they just put any random thing up, you know.
Hmm.
Definitely a highlight of this league. And shout out to all the content creators. True with his memes. OG Tommy Two Time with his several podcasts. One that I had the pleasure of being part of. And also Shino, he does a fantastic job with the visual graphics. So
Oh yeah.
definitely, content is definitely a highlight. That's for sure. So obviously this is a playoff interview, right? And it wouldn't be a good interview without talking about playoffs. So let's talk about them for a second. Uh, BigBwudda, you mentioned that you watched the quarterfinals. Give me your thoughts on it. What do you think of specifically Event Horizon, since they are the ones moving on to the next stage?
hmm I think Event Horizon is a really strong team. I think coming into playoffs, a lot of people would have said there's like a big three: Event Horizon, TA Wolves, and AGD. And that, us and you guys, Genesis, were kind of a step down from that. Um, and I can understand why people think that on paper, but I thought that you guys really proved that that's not necessarily the case and put up a great showing. That said, I think EH were one of my favorites going in to win this year, and I think they absolutely showed that they still deserve to be.
Absolutely. I'll swing the same question to you in a second, MrVitis. But that third game really showed why EH is good. There were several times where the 3-4 man dives into our poor mid laner Anendo. Really didn't make him happy. But yeah, I agree. EH definitely showed why they're a strong team. Vitus, do you have any thoughts on the quarterfinals match that was played, what, last night? Jesus. Yeah, last
So
night.
didn't get to see it, but fortunately I was being fed the play-by-play. The third game was the one where Lone Wind got Yon, right?
Yon and definitely popped off on it. Yes.
Yeah. So I don't know. I mean, personally, couldn't be more disappointed. It went the way I expected, but
Mhm.
especially after the first two games, I'm like, oh my god, this could happen. Not so, right? Because they forfeited the tiebreaker against us because they wanted this game. They wanted to be on this side of the bracket. And I was just like, how amazing would it be if they were like, we choose this, and then just to be wiped off the bracket by you and Peeping the whole team. I wanted it, and it felt real. You guys got first blood that third game too, right?
I think so.
I
I
think
think I think
PP
it was
scored first
the
blood.
yeah. I'm pretty sure it was, and then that was kind of the highlight of the game, unfortunately for us.
But yeah, I don't know. They're a good team. There's no doubt about it. Just period, right? They're a very good team. They're a strong team. Lone Wind is strong, and he got to play his strength. But the whole series, all three games, like I said, I didn't get to see it. I was getting the play-by-play. Saint was texting me back and forth, and then on Discord, let me know what's up. And yeah, I guess it's not good for you, but you guys played well, and it was so close. It's a good start to the playoffs, right?
Yeah, absolutely. It's always a good start when the first series in either bracket isn't a clean sweep and is actually competitive. It's a good sign for the rest of the series, that's for sure. Um, but so for you guys, let's go all the way back to week one, right? First or whatever week you guys started playing. Again, I'm not trying to hurt anyone with this, but I personally don't remember. It's been a long season. Um, but What was your guys' expectation on the team when, that first season came around?
Yeah, like I said, I think our team goals were just to kind of have fun with it. We were merging with a new org, had a new mid laner and ADC, so two new carries on the team. Really just wanted to have a good time. I think that my personal goal for the team was to make playoffs.
Hmm.
And yeah, we just kind of wanted to see where we could get.
What about you, Vitus? Did you have any personal expectations or just any expectations in general besides, obviously have fun with your group of friends?
Well, I mean, the true expectation, the true desire was just the nice mix of casual and competitive play. The definitely hoping and a little nervous that we would actually get on well with the pawn sacrifice guys. And honestly, the wanted to see and wanted to beat the age, which was weird because we came into the season and they weren't a thing, right? It was like, oh wait, where are they? But they kind of came out of the shadows after a couple weeks.
Came out of the shadows is definitely true. That's a good way to put it. Um, so let's look at the rest of the team, or rest of the teams rather, for a second. Obviously, Event Horizon moved on. So out of, you have AGD, Team Ambition Wolves, and Event Horizon. That is now your guys' competition going forward. Out of those four teams, which one do you think is the strongest, and or which one do you guys fear the most going forward from here?
You want to go about it?
Vitus?
I've got
Sure.
thoughts, but I don't.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
go first.
No, you lead off.
Okay, so I think it's interesting. I think each of the games, assuming each of the games are going to be interesting. I think the matchup we have coming up this weekend is interesting because the play style, average and Arknights play very similar play style of trying to get into the game, trying to scale up, trying to make decent objective plays, all that. And so to see really who does that better or which roster, which how the team selection works, that plays out, I think that's going to be interesting. For me, I think that of all the players we could play against or all the teams we can play against, that's what I'm most comfortable playing against. The I don't know that we're the better team. I don't know if I would say that, but I think it's a very winnable game, if that makes any sense. The if we did happen to beat that and be against either Wolves or Event Horizon, I think from my point of view, I think Wolves is favored. I think if I had to bet on it, for example, I'd bet on Wolves beating Event Horizon. And then so far, how does it go against them? I don't know. I mean, they housed us in the regular season, but we're a better team than we were in the regular season. So the especially the team, I'm about the same, but the rest of the team's pretty good. And so I don't know. I think it's interesting. I think Saint made a point, and I like it. It's a very good point. If you don't have a horse in the race, if you're looking for a team to root for, you should root for us. I mean, we have the lowest ranked team. I mean, I just got back into Silver 2 yesterday. We're playing a freaking Silver top laner. We've got gold 4s, high silvers, all this crazy stuff. And we're here, and we're actually managed to do something. So, yeah, that's where I'm at. That's what I think.
Yeah, I think we're going to be fun to watch too. We've pulled out some wacky strategies in the past. I think you'll probably see some more of that from us in playoffs. But talking more broadly to the strength of the teams, I think it's really interesting because I think Vitus was right. We play a somewhat similar style to average on a good day. And on the other side of the bracket, I think EH and TA Wolves play a similar style to each other as well. Both very focused on the AD carries. Okina and Zillow, obviously, two of the top players in the league. So it's really two sides of the bracket with very similar styles for each of the teams playing. I think it's going to be interesting. I agree with Vitus. I think that AGD will be a tough series for us. Personally, I think we come out on top of it. And when we get to finals, I mean, anything could happen. We've shown in the past that we can take games off of teams like EH and TAW. We'll see how it shakes out in a 5-game series, but I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah, that's for sure. And like you mentioned, Vitus, the difference with any team between the beginning of the season and end of the season is definitely something to watch out for. And there's no doubt at all in anyone's mind that you guys have definitely improved throughout the season, whether that be individually or together as a team. There's definitely an upward swing with you guys, and your third place finish obviously shows it. So um, I think your matchup's going to be very very exciting. Um, Speaking of matchups, so let's talk about those for a second. You guys mentioned they play like the same kind of styles, or each team plays the same kind of styles in each bracket, respectively, right? So, with that in mind, which series do you think will be more competitive in terms of the overall outcome, or the player skill, or just the level of play between the two series?
I can't pick one here. I think they're both going to be really competitive. Like I said, similar styles between both teams. So I'm going to defer to Vitus on this one.
So I think if you're watching the three, when you say the two series, you're talking the two sides of our bracket of the Silver Gold League, right?
Correct, yeah.
Yeah. So I mean I'm biased, right? Because it's going to be our game. I think the game against Average is going to be the more compelling game to watch. I think that both sides are going to be crazy competitive, but the Event Horizon versus Wolves, something's going to happen early. Somebody's going to get ahead and run away. Lone Wind's going to get a character he's good at and go nuts. Or Okina's going to get a decent amount of support and a good gank and get ahead. And it's just going to roll. And so 15 minutes in, the game might not be over, but you know what's going to happen. I think all the way through all of our games against Average, it's going to be a game. It's going to be 3 minutes, 5 minutes beforehand, and like, oh shit, so and so, that teammate, Arknights or AGD is just ahead. Are they going to pull it off? Are they going to throw? What's going to happen? So if that's more competitive, I think our side's more competitive. I think it's going to be more compelling to watch.
Yeah, that's definitely true. There's arguments to be made, whereas in both sides of that, right? It's obviously good to see a team establish a lead and close it out cleanly with that lead. But let's be honest, come on, we're all amateur players that play for fun and try to get wins. So a throw here and there is definitely a lot more thrilling to watch, that's for sure. In my personal opinion, I think no discredit obviously to TA and EH, but I think your guys' matchup is going to be a lot more thrilling. Just for that specific reason, because EH or not EH rather, AGD might get a couple kills early and kind of start building a lead, but obviously one big team fight can change that. You can have a BP steal a Baron event, who knows, right? So I definitely think the thrilling games are a lot more entertaining, hands down.
They gotta AGD's got to watch out too. We're still on our very regimented, very formal, never practice, never play routine. Where, like, if we can get all 5 of us in a game once during the week, it is a glorious achievement.
Yeah, that sounds true to Pawn Sacrifice as a whole. That statement right there. So, let's talk about your guys' matchup specifically. Obviously, you guys have been playing a lot with Spike, and he's an extremely good mid laner. And or if he does play, he's going to be going up against Banana Slug. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's his name. Um, for that specific matchup, what do you guys think about that? Because obviously, like I said, Spike's very good. He's proven time and time again that he's most people call him a Smurf, type of he plays so well type of thing, right? And then on the other side, you got Banana, who is arguably one of the best, if not the best, IBSG mid laner. So what do you guys think of that matchup?
Yeah, I still think Banana Slug Slam is flying under the radar somehow this season, and I don't know how. Dude is popping off, especially if you give him Victor or Syndra. He's terrifying. And I know in our games he felt really oppressive to play against as well. So that's my matchup to watch for our series. I have a ton of confidence in Spike, though. I think that, now that we've got this roster in place, Spike is here. We've been playing with him for a few weeks. We're going to look a lot stiffer standing up to him than we did previously. And I think there's going to be some fireworks in the mid lane.
Bet.
Yeah.
That's what I like to hear. What do you think, Vitus?
Well, the big thing is, I think either Spike's gonna do what he's done so many games, which is, slowly and surely just play the mechanics and play well. Or if things don't go his way, the matchup's not perfect, or there's lots of jungle pressure, the guy is freaking clean. He's graceful. So he's not me. It's not, oh shoot, this lane's 0-4. Saint, Spike, BwudDa, can you clean this up, please?
Okay. So BigBwudda, this is a question specifically for you. I think, well, like maybe the past 2 weeks or so, you guys have been playing a lot with Momo. Um, should we expect you specifically to play in the semifinals, or is Momo going to be making an appearance again?
Yeah, first off, big shout out to Momo. He's done a great job on the team this year. We went into the season saying I was the starter, Momo's the sub, knowing that there would be some weekends I just wasn't available this year. He's done a great job stepping in, has looked fantastic, and has been really chill about, only getting to play some of the time. So really appreciate him. You can expect to see me throughout playoffs.
All right.
Giving away all our strategies. Hey.
I'm not trying to give away too much. I'm just trying to, get a little information so we can see your beautiful face again, right? Um, so, BigBwudda, you kind of already answered this question. But for both teams, right? Who is your individual player to watch for this upcoming series?
Yeah, like I said, I think that mid lane is going to be really, really influential in this series. So it'll be Spike and Banana Slug Slam.
Okay. What about you, Vitus? Do you have the same opinion or a little bit different?
So the best players, the players be making the best plays and the most interesting plays, the clean plays, yes. But I don't know. I'm always curious to see what happens down bot. What gets picked? The how much work Saint's actually doing? Is he sitting back supporting and keeping Thymon alive and making up our mistakes, or is he sneaking to the side and then just murdering everybody? And wait, why does he have 60 farm but he didn't steal any CS? So the Saint's kind of the quiet guy in the background that does a lot of work, and keeping an eye to see what he's up to and what it's actually doing is worth doing.
Yeah, I firsthand can contest to that. When we played you guys, I think it was the first time. Saint Malay got slain, and I have PTSD from that game. So definitely a big shout out to him. He obviously knows his champion pool, and he definitely has a few tricks up his sleeve in terms of pocket picks and unorthodox picks that really work well. So big shout out to him. So last question I have for you guys. You can toot your own horn. I'm cool with it. But if you had to take a shot right now at which team wins the IBSG playoffs, who do you think it'll be?
As much as I'd love to say us, well, I will say us. But taking us out of it, I think that EH is probably my favorite team to win it all. Yeah, I
Okay.
think it's a really tight matchup again against TA Wolves. And I actually, think that whoever comes out our side of the bracket is going to give them a tough match too. But I think they go 3-2 in finals and take the championship.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't know. I'd love to be, big personality, big thing. Like, yeah, we've got this whole series is ours. Just watch, wait, and see. But and please do that. But I think Wolves had it. I think we have a strong chance for this weekend, and I think we can make it into the final game. But both sides of the bracket, they're strong teams, they're good teams, and they don't give away mistakes. You make a mistake and they capitalize on it. And we are not the mechanically perfect team. We're not plat players. We're not insane. And so the being able to not make those mistakes or not let them get too much for it, that's, at least for me, speaking for myself, the smallest bit of a challenge.
Absolutely. I kind of I'm gonna agree with BigBwudda here. Especially playing against Event Horizon, right? There was aside from game two, there was definitely a clear advantage with their side, and all their players are obviously very good. Um, Team Ambition's also very good. So I'm gonna take the gray area and say whichever team wins the TA versus EH matchup is winning finals. Because both of those teams are exceptionally well gifted and work together very well. And again, and no discredit to AGD, Theatius. I know you're probably gonna watch this. I love you guys as a team, but I got to give it to one of those two. Like, you know.
The curse continues of semifinals being finals.
Please don't say that. We're trying to break the curse. No. So outside of that, that's all. That's all I got for you guys tonight. Is there anything else you'd like to say? Any shout outs, Flame? Anything at all?
Just a shout out to Saint. If I just talked about him a little, I haven't that much tonight, but he's kind of the heart and soul of the team. Brought us all together, keeps us sane. So just really appreciate it. Good guy to play with.
Poor guy trying to herd the freaking cats. I just need one time slot. One time slot. Just pick a time slot. Can you be that? No, I can't do that. I can't do that. Sorry, man.
Puts up with a lot of shit from us.
Oh my god. I got a bunch of shout outs.
Let's hear it. Go ahead.
So big shout out to BuzBuzz for fighting the good fight, for refusing to give the season away, playing right in the end, and actually having the upset in him. I love underdogs. I love them in general. I like it a lot when Shuno and them are shitting on us, because then I think we play better. So BuzBuzz, awesome name, awesome games. Wish they could have got a few more wins, but thank you for being in the league. Hopefully see those guys next season. Tanzanite, love them as well because they refuse to play meta. They refuse to be boring. As a casual team that likes just to play and have a good time, they define that, right? So props to them. I like that a lot. And honestly, props to you guys. Don't give nothing away. EH walked into that. They wanted their easy game, and not so easy. Just saying.
Yeah, that reminded me actually of two more Vitis. Huge shout out to BP for that Baron steal. Holy shit.
Yes.
And
yes.
yeah, incredible with the solar flare sniping from long range. Good stuff. And want to shout out the haters too. I was looking at pick'em brackets. I saw a lot of 2-0s for AGD out there. That's our fuel. We thrive on the hatred. So keep it coming, please.
That's what you love to see and hear. Absolutely. So I'm just gonna say one last thing. Saint Malay, if you're ever looking for a solo queue partner, it was fun playing with you. Hit me up. But like I said, guys, that's all I have. I appreciate you guys taking the time. It's been a wonderful experience seeing your beautiful face, BigBwudda, and hearing your beautiful voice, MrVitis. And with that being said, we will catch you guys next time on Playoff Profiles.